Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. It's been a while since I've responded to some of your comments, so that's what I'm going to do over the next few minutes. A couple of people have accused me of, picking and selecting only comments that were favorable towards me and positive about the channel. Uh, I don't do that, promise, and I think I'll prove it here in just a second. But if you're new to the channel, thank you for joining me. I'm a retired guy. I do some part-time consulting work, but I'm retired. I'm a former campground owner. I've been an entrepreneur and business owner my entire life. I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Exactly the opposite. But I figured out how to navigate what turned into be a pretty successful life for me. I don't pretend to have all the answers, but I will be honest with you and truthful. I want what is best for you for your life. For your life. I want you to be happy. Happy means not just be joyous, but face challenges and overcome them and have a handful of friends that will go to the mat for you, that will tell you the truth. To feel like you have a purpose in your life, not just to be joyous and get everything that you wish for like you might have when you were a child. So let me get into it. Some of these comments, I'll start out with the video I did recently with a guy from Canada who had purchased a Keystone Montana, a big fifth wheel, beautiful fifth wheel, and he's had these frame flex issues like many, many people have. He is being in Canada, me not being a lawyer. I told him when he contacted me, the best I could do was just visit with him and be honest with him. I told him all the way through the video, if you watched it, I said, I'm not a lawyer. You just do what you want to do, but I'm going to speak from my heart and my brain. And I never thought I was a smart person, but I am an honest person. The short story is, if I can summarize it, is that this guy buys a brand new fifth wheel and has the got frame flex problems. The frame is broken. Keystone actually takes it back and fixes it, but they didn't fix it. The same issues crop back up. They have offered to essentially do a buyback, sort of a buyback. I think if he was willing to come up with 30, this is like a 4 or 5 year old RV. If he was willing to come up with 35,000 US, they would give him a brand new Montana, 2025 Montana. And most Montanas are pretty nice. At least I think so. None of them are perfect. But I recommended to him that he maybe doesn't write quite so big of a check, but he downsizes. He doesn't get one of these big fifth wheels, but he gets something like a Keystone Cougar, etc., and he can still enjoy camping and RVing. But for now, he's got a crappy camper. He can't go camping in it. It's wintertime anyway. But if you have a camper and you're fighting, and you're not able to use the camper, how fun is that? Going back to what I said about I want people to have a happy life. Are you happy fighting all the time? Sometimes, sadly, fighting just gets you older. It doesn't get you the resolution you're hoping for. It gets you broker too, oftentimes. So here's some of the comments. Let me go ahead and read them. One of them says, I told him don't hire an attorney, unless you want to write more checks and lose more money, because attorneys sell their time. They want your dough. They want your dough, and they will give you their time. They will not give you a guarantee of anything except they'll try their time. And I work with attorneys. I know attorneys, and they are honest. But guess what? Their time is how they make money. They don't make guarantees. And the people that think that you can go out and get an attorney on a contingency basis, if you have a limit RV, maybe. I don't know of any that will go, yeah, I'll do it. I do know some that will take somewhat, it's sort of a blended agreement, an hourly thing, and they don't get paid until the case is resolved. But to find somebody, just go out and get somebody on a contingency basis. Good luck with that. And I respectfully say it. I can't find those people that will do that. At least not very many of them. It says you must engage, you must absolutely engage an attorney. Spend money and hit them hard. There'll be a negotiation once they see that you're pressing your rights. Don't write letters, sue them. You're in a super low position and Keystone is in a high power position. Don't throw away more good money after bad, and don't reward them with your money, with your 35 grand. Just write it off. Make an insurance claim for the total loss, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? All that sounds good. The truth, what I agree with this person is Keystone is in a powerful position. The guy that owns the crappy RV, not a good position. And I learned many years ago when I was in the TV business, told this story before, I'll try to make it short. When I started my TV show, I had a lawyer that prepared the station agreement. And, I don't know, I'm going to go get TV stations to carry my program. And he wrote 2 pages, legal, a little tiny print. Even back then I had to wear glasses to read it, but it covered me and the station's going to sign it. Finally had my first station says, okay, man, I'm going to go ahead and carry your show. I pulled out the contract. He just laughed. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I got my first deal. He goes, I'm not going to sign that. I'm thinking, what? You got to sign it. Hang on. He picks up the phone. He says, bring me so-and-so's contract. It was somebody else that did a TV fishing show. 1 page, about 3 paragraphs. And he goes, change the name to your name and send it back and I'll sign it and I'll carry your show. But look, we have more money than you do. Our attorneys can beat your attorneys. If we want to run your show, we're going to run your show. And guess what? I lived with that contract for 35 years in the business. Now, an attorney said, well, they'll never stand up in court. Never had to go to court. Never paid another attorney. I did business with good people. And if I didn't provide the service I promised, I expected them to kick me off their station. Never happened. So you can spend money with an attorney. You can, and you can feel really good about it. Ooh, while your camper is not in use, while your kids are getting older, while you get frustrated when you have fights with your spouse. And if you're willing to pay that price, then go down that road. This one says these RV companies need to go out of business today. I would feel sorry for their workers, but I would never feel sorry for the higher up people, CEOs and the salesmen. They're all cons. First off, I don't think that's true, but I get what you're saying about companies need to go out of business. They need to change their business, in my opinion. Change the way they do business. Change the way they treat people. By the way, if it is a publicly traded company and the company goes bankrupt, for example, if Camping World, CWH on the stock exchange, if they go bankrupt, do you think the CEO, do you think that the head people at the top are going to experience pain? I don't either. They're not. It's the stockholders. It's the employees. It's the people that bust their ass every day to show up to try to do a good job. They're the ones that get hurt. And it's the game. It's the world we live in. Corporate America insulates itself. Those people at the top, they're rich and you're not. And that's just the way it is. All right, another one says, I'm giving bad advice. He is giving you bad advice. Another one says, get a lawyer from a lawyer with no skin in the game. Don't listen to this guy. Get a lawyer. So not everybody agrees with me, but I want to know what you think. Do you think that there comes a point when you got to say, I'm tired of fighting. I know what this is going to end up like. Do I want to feel good because I'm going to get them? Most of the time, at the end of the day, you don't feel very good. You don't get the settlement that you think you deserve. Now, are there cases where somebody gets a big settlement? Yes, but they're not very many. That's the truth. Am I saying you just roll over and take whatever the RV manufacturer tells you? I'm not saying that either. Everybody is in a different position. We are all armchair quarterbacks. You too. Me too. And if you're in a position like this young man who has a bad fifth wheel, I suggest that you take everyone's advice and you look at every single person and say, how are they benefiting from this? Are they benefiting by exploiting you on YouTube and getting a bajillion views on it? That's okay if that's the way that their business model works. Are they exploiting you by taking your money and saying, we're going to get them? Okay, here's my $2,000 to get started. And they write some dirty letters and maybe something will happen. But more than likely what's going to happen is you're going to write more checks in the future and end up, you still won't have a camper to camp out of. All right, another one. Let me pull up. I marked a couple. This was about the man who knows everything. The man who knows everything. That's that person that no matter what you say, he one-ups you, you got the final word. You know, I used to be smart. I did. At least I thought I was. I thought I knew everything. Then I got old and I realized I don't know much at all. All right, this guy says your observations are well known. And what I was talking about is the social media criticism, the armchair quarterbacking. I'm smarter than you are. You're smarter than I am. It's the culture. It's the atmosphere that we live in. This person says your observations are well known to be an issue in social media for sure, which would provide a massive bias in your views. Yes, they do. As you read and process comments and live in that world, and they are seen as well in the analog world. But so what? The world has always experienced these personalities and always will. Leave the world alone. Let people be what they are and just work on yourself. If you stop the judging and stop with the trying to change the world and change yourself for the best, it will all be well and work out as it should. You bet it will. You bet it will if we all just play nice. The problem is, respectfully, we don't all play nice. Inside of each of us, we have this demon that lives in us. I think that we are all capable of the most hideous, awful things, all of us. Given the right circumstances, you can make somebody that is an angel do some very horrible things. And to not acknowledge that, I think, is living in denial or it's ignorance or stupidity. It's the way our Creator made us. It is a struggle that we have, a human condition. I just think that we're really good at giving advice, not very well good at taking it. And it's nice, I wish that I could leave the world alone and that everything would be great. Everybody wants to play by the same rule book. No, they don't. No, they don't. I probably made you mad by saying that. This is a good one. When I describe the man who knows everything, I think we all know somebody that knows everything, right? I mean, they're a pain in the butt to deal with. Oh, here we go again. This person says, you described a certain family member of mine very well today. Love him, but he's hard to spend much time with. I just agree and ignore for the most part, because if you try and reason or get him to see any other view, it's going to be worse and last for what seems like days. Going back to the election for a minute. Y'all know how I voted. You know the way I feel. But I know people that feel just as strongly on the other side, just as strongly. And they think that I'm just an idiot. Maybe I am. And no matter what I say, no matter what I ask questions, and what about this, and try to have a conversation, it doesn't make the other side wake up. Yelling at people doesn't make them wake up. I think that we have to allow people to have these experiences. Let them fail. Let them figure out how to move forward. I have people, lots and lots of people, oh, I wish I would have found your channel, before I bought my RV. My channel has been here. I think that probably my channel you might be interested in this video, recommendation, and you just scroll past it. You know why? You didn't need it. You knew everything. And now you know a whole lot more. Lessons, powerful life lessons. Most of the time they're pretty painful, expensive, costly, emotional. Do they have to be that way? Unfortunately, I think most of them do. We don't like to pay that price, but I don't know. Are we doomed? Are we? Are we doomed to continually, fight about this kind of stuff and squabble back and forth? If you're watching this video and you're confused, good. Confusion is a good place to be. Hopefully it will help you stop and ponder and think. He said get a lawyer. He said don't get a lawyer. He said take the deal. You got to be your own person. Be responsible for your own decisions. Be accountable to you. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be there. Your lawyer's not going to be there unless you pay him. That RV dealer, hopefully they're going to be there, but at the end of the day, after a fight, you think they want to help you? If you're kind and thoughtful and smart, and you do what you say you're going to do, and you hold people to their word, and you document things, and you do your homework, will you still make a mistake? Probably. But at least by God, you will be a person of integrity, of honor. The other side will respect you. Tell you, when I go into dealings, I let people know I'll be your best patient. I will be your best customer ever. I'll be your worst one too. I will respect you, but I'll ask questions of you that you may not hear from other people because they're scared to ask those questions, or they just believe you because you're in a position of authority. I'm an old man. I don't need this. It's fun. It is fun for me. My wife thinks I'm crazy to keep doing these videos. But it's fun to try to connect with people and help wake them up. At least let them go, They can go back to doing whatever you're going to do. I don't have all the answers. Like I said, I used to be smart. Now I know I am not, but I am very, I guess, wise, if you will. Made a lot of mistakes, and hopefully some of my mistakes, some of my stories, some of the stories that you read here, the comments from people, will be helpful to you and to others. So, thank you so much for watching today. I do appreciate it. Been a long time since I read some of these comments and got back and responded to you, but I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, reminding you to be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. Bye-bye, everybody.